guys, it's Maria. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I am sitting down because I want to tell you guys something. These past few weeks have been very chaotic. If you notice, for October I only posted 2 videos. I was planning on posting quite a bit more and making a lot of, October videos. However, I didn't get to it until the very last week of October. First video, if you watched it, this one right here, of the Halloween box, I actually recorded in September and it was supposed to come out the week before October, but that didn't happen. As I was saying, these past few weeks have been pretty exhausting. I haven't gotten a lot of sleep, but luckily things are getting back to normal and I'm starting to get everything back on track, which is great. So, why have I been so busy, you might ask? Well, you see, I am actually now a mom. My boyfriend and I adopted 2 little babies because they didn't have a home, so we decided to take them in and take care of them. It's been wild, it's been a little bit harder than we thought, but we're getting through it and we're doing a pretty good job at parenting. So I wanted to introduce to you guys our new babies. He's not here at the moment to record this video with me because he's at work, but I wanted to come on here and show you the newest addition to our little family. So without further ado, I want you guys to meet Kai and Milo. They're my 2 little babies! Look how adorable they are! Hi guys! Meet the YouTube family. This one's Kai and this one's Milo. And right now they are 6 weeks old. And we had them since they were about 3 or 4 days old. They were tiny, tiny little creatures. Look how big they are. They're still tiny, but they used to fit in the palm of my hand. Now, gotta use 2 hands to pick them up. They're so excited to be on camera. Say hello. Hello. He likes being picked up and petted, and Milo is just a crazy little boy. Milo is just all over the place all the time. But look at this cute little face. How could you say no to that? Oop. Alright, that's a little better. You guys can see them slightly more. We were coming back from the beach and we got home around 8 p.m. and we heard the tiniest little meow. Actually, it was more like a screaming meow. This little guy right here, Kai, was screaming for his mama. And we actually heard 2 little meows. We heard a really loud one and then a tiny little one that seemed a little further. So we went to see what was going on. And we saw tiniest little creature. I'm talking about this big. Just a little ball of fluff. We didn't know what to do. Obviously, we didn't want to steal them from their mama. Oh, and we couldn't find where the other meowing was coming from. Turns out it was coming from one of the other apartments' little patio area. So he had climbed onto their area because there's a space in between the wall and the floor. He had climbed on there and was just chilling in their patio. So we didn't know what to do. We looked around to see if there was a mama cat. We didn't see anything. We went back to our apartment to put our stuff away that we had just brought from the beach. And we thought about it. We wondered what was the best choice, what we should do. We thought about what would happen if we leave them out or if we take them. It was starting to get really cold at night. The sprinklers were actually just about to turn on, so they were about to get soaked. There's a lot of stray cats out there. There's raccoons, there's possums. So we didn't think these little guys were gonna make it. And for all we knew, the mama could have abandoned them. Now, of course, the mom could have been out there and just went to get food or was moving the litter somewhere else because it was only these 2, and usually cat litters have a few more cats than just 2. But we decided to grab a little box and take them to our apartment, at least for the night, until we could figure out what to do. So that night we went out and looked for the mom a few more times. We didn't see anything, and for the next few days actually we looked for a mama, and a few days later actually the gardeners came and cut all the bushes and trimmed the lawn. So for sure these 2 little guys would not have made it, but here they are now. 6 weeks old. happy and healthy. The first week was a little scary because, well, they were very extremely fragile, tiny little things. And Milo here, he was very weak. He was very small, very frail. And a few times that first night when I went to feed them, I thought he didn't make it because I would try to wake him up and he wouldn't wake up. He was very asleep, and I would pick him up and he was limp. So he almost gave me a heart attack a few times during the night. But after a few days, he became a little stronger. He was always the weaker one. We thought he was going to be the shy one, the gentle one. How the tables have turned. Milo is the wild, crazy troublemaker, and Kai loves his cuddles out, except right now where he is attacking my knee. The reason we've been so busy these past few weeks, because baby kittens have to be bottle fed. Luckily, Walmart was open. My boyfriend Chris ran to Walmart. He found some kitten formula, some little syringes and bottles, and we started doing some research on how to take care of newborn kittens. Their eyes hadn't opened, their ears were still folded in, so they couldn't see or hear anything. They were terrified, but they were a lot more calm once they were inside in the warmth than when they were outside lost. Plus they were separated because, as I said, Kai was screaming in the bushes, like behind a bush, and Milo had managed to get himself to a patio. So they were a few feet apart. They couldn't hear each other to cuddle for warmth, so they were a lot more calm and they had each other. So that first night was intense because for the first week of their life, they have to be fed every 2 hours. In the second week, they ate every 3 hours. Then the next week, 4 hours, 5 hours, and right now they are eating every 6 hours. And actually starting tomorrow, they will be able to go the entire night without eating. So I will finally, after 5.5 weeks, I'll be able to get a full night's rest. And it is a lot easier at the moment because they are starting to eat, well, they started eating wet food about a week ago, but they're starting to eat kibble now. And I mixed it in with their food, so they don't have to be bottle fed anymore. They can eat by themselves and they can go to the bathroom by themselves. Yes, I did have to help them go to the bathroom when they were tiny babies. Feeding them and having them go to the bathroom and playing them wasn't the difficult part. We had to take them to the vet a few times. Obviously, the first time I took them the day after we found them, just to make sure they were fine and for them to get a little checkup. 2 days after that, I started to see some flea poop on Milo's fur because it's white, so it's easy to see. And at first I didn't know it was flea poop. I didn't know what it was because I couldn't see any fleas anywhere. But one day, it turns out there was a flea on him. I saw it crawling around and I screamed. So we called the vet. They were too small to get any flea treatments. So what we had to do was bait them with Dawn dish soap. Yeah, that one is safe for wildlife, so had to bait them with that, and we got rid of their fleas. We only saw 3 fleas in total, which was great because it didn't become a problem. So that problem was over and done with pretty quickly. Then a few days later, their skin started to get pretty dry, especially Kai's. Right around here on his tummy, they were scratching. So we didn't know what was wrong, so we took them in again to the vet. And well, the doctor said that it might just be because they're growing, their skin is changing, but it could also be ringworm. So they got tested for ringworm and we were thinking, it's probably not ringworm because we've had them for like 2 weeks at that point. Effects are supposed to show within 4 to 10 days. Ringworm can be transmitted from different animals, so it can be transmitted from cats to humans. So at that point, we've had them for over 10 days. So we were thinking if they did have ringworm, we would have gotten it already. So we weren't worried about it. We were thinking it's probably not ringworm.
Probably not ringworm.
But then the vet called and said they do have ringworm. If you don't know what ringworm is, it's actually not a worm. It is a fungus, and it is a fungus that lives on the top layer of your skin. It's called ringworm because it creates little lesions that are round on your skin. It makes kittens lose their hair. So as you can see, Milo has a little bit of hair loss in his tummy. He got hair loss right here on his face and a bit on his side, right here. And of course his tail. You can definitely tell on his tail. There's a little bald there. It actually didn't affect Kai as much, other than when we first noticed, but he also has shorter hair, so it's harder to notice any loss of hair. At the top of his head, you can see a little bit of hair loss. You can see more of the white hair or gray hair, which is his undercoat, but he's growing it back. He also got a little bit of hair loss right here on the side of his face. So they gave us some shampoo, medicated shampoo, to wash them every few days, and later the vet said I can wash them every other day or every 3 days. So that's what I've been doing for the past 4 weeks. And to get the ringworm off of us, yes, the ringworm did get on us too. We just have this antifungal cream that we have to put on all the spots, and it's nothing bad. It's just like little red spots here and there. Like I have a couple on my arms, some on my legs. It's also almost gone on us. And all we have to do pretty much is wear long sleeves and pants so they don't get reinfected. At first, for the first few weeks of their lives, we had them in this big box because they couldn't walk or anything, and they couldn't run around, and they couldn't be left alone unsupervised, so they were in this small but not too small box. They were comfortable in there. They actually grew out of that box pretty quickly, so we had to move them to a bigger one. And then once they grew out of it, I made this pen right here. However, they soon grew out of that one too, so we emptied out an entire room in the apartment for them to play. The room is covered in blankets that we also have to wash every single time they get bathed. I have to wash them, vacuum, and replace them. Now, since it can be transmitted to humans, whenever we touch them or play with them, we do have to wash our hands and change our clothes. After finding out they had ringworm, their ears started getting really itchy and really dirty inside. I wanted to make sure they didn't have ear mites, so took them into the vet again. They didn't have ear mites, however they did have an ear infection. So they got medicated drops. Luckily, their ears are healed, they don't have fleas, and their ringworm is going away. Their hair is growing back. They are doing amazing. So yeah, I guess that is all for this video. I just wanted to share with you guys 2 new members of my little family. I know you're asleep, buddy, but come say goodbye to the people. So yeah, these are my 2 little creatures, Milo and Kai. And I am obsessed with them. And right now they're not being crazy because they're a little tired, but usually they are wild. So yeah, that's what I've been doing these past 6 weeks. If you want to get any more updates on them, follow me on Instagram, where I sometimes post pictures of them. So I hope you enjoyed my kitten video. Look how big he is. We hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. And we'll see you next time. Bye bye, everybody. Have a good day. Mwah! Trying to record the intro, guys. I am actually now a mom. Shh, not yet, not yet. I love you so much. So cute, you're my baby. Yes, you are. Oh. You have sharp nails. Yes, you do. Very sharp. Nope, that's my mic. You should leave that alone. Get out. Ah, their nails are so sharp. Do 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 do. Look at that wiggle butt. Wiggle butt. Wiggle butt. It's a little ball. Ball of fluff. A little ball.